Welcome back, everybody, to Brown Bag Bets, powered by BetSperts. We are your daily dose of quick hit handicapping and sports betting picks. And I'm Alex Christensen, and we had so much fun talking basketball last night. We thought we'd run StreamYard back again. It's fun having the backgrounds, right, Andy?
Yeah, I like having my T and Mac behind me here, even though I've retired from college basketball betting for at least, I don't know, I'll probably open up the spreadsheet this
Few
afternoon.
hours.
Rough day yesterday, Andy.
And you know, it's funny. I tried to get cute with it on the totals and do something different with it. Just blew up. And the best part was I said, I have a strong lean towards LaSalle, but I'm probably not playing it. I went and looked, and I had not taken home court out. So I had LaSalle as the home team. So technically, I didn't actually have a strong lean towards LaSalle if you took out any home court advantage because it was conference tournament, and that was the game that won. Like they won outright. They're moving on. Minnesota Golden Gophers, right here. They got a Gophers shirt. I don't know if you can see that.
There it is.
Dead. They're dead. They're not making the tournament. They're out. LaSalle Explorers still alive. You know.
So do you need to get a LaSalle shirt then, Andy?
No one has a LaSalle shirt.
Do we need to get you one?
I might have
you
one.
might have one. Yeah, you might have one. But yeah, it is still fun tournament time. There's games starting at just god awful times in the morning.
There's games on already. I think there are a couple 10 a.m.
for sure games on right now.
I think Toledo, Central Michigan, I have money on.
Arch baby.
Oh God, what was that spread?
17.5.
I didn't look at anything. I just know the MAC. In fact, we'll start with some of that, I guess, because I might just make Matt stay the whole time.
That's fine. I'll hang around. I got nothing going on.
The MAC only does an 8-team tournament, so they cut the bottom four, like right at that 8 spot. They cut the 4 worst teams. Say you're out, and there was still a team that was above that cut line that's like 300-1 to win it at like an 8-team bracket. It wasn't that much, but I think they were 150-1. Or something horrid. Our boss, Reed Rooney's alma mater there, Fire Up Chips, CMU. They're not the worst team in the league, but they're still not very good. So, and they're currently leading Toledo.
I was say my Toledo minus 17.5, not looking good right now. Is they're losing outright.
I don't. It's one of those things. How long can you hold off a really, really, really good team? Like this is one of those where they win the first half outright and lose by 28 anyway. So
I'd take that.
Toledo is going to grind them down eventually, you would think here. But I did in that conference. I took Kent State 6-1 on the other side of the bracket. So honestly, if Toledo went away, that wouldn't be too bad for me because that really opens up things for how Andy wants this tournament to go. So. If that were the case, I would just probably need him to get past Ohio, which is not the Ohio of last year. That was a lot of fun. Went to the tournament and beat Virginia. They took out a 4 seed last year with that. They were I got the MAC right last year. I picked that Ohio team. I like that Preston kid. He plays for the Clippers now, Matt Noops. But I think it was a thing where he got hurt right away. Kind of had to have some surgery, laid off. So I don't know if he's actually gotten the action, but yeah, the kid that led that Ohio squad is like a 5 or 6 seed all the way through the MAC last year. He is in the NBA. Just I don't think he's seen much yet. So Kent State plus 600 was my Maction look there. I don't know if odds are up right now with games going on. I might just pull FanDuel up to see if it's something they leave up during the games. I don't know. I wouldn't if Central Michigan was losing. That would make me a little nervous about putting some prices up for people. It looks like they did take that down with games in action. But the American doesn't start for a couple hours yet. And do you remember the press conference, the Penny Hardaway press conference at all?
Yeah, the one where it kind of went off on the media and said, like, we're hurt, like, you're being unfair, all that stuff.
I don't remember the exact question, but it was something along the lines of like, should you be the coach? You know, like, should you be the leader? Are you confident you can lead this team? I'm paraphrasing something along those lines. And he just lit them up, just tirade. And they were like 9-8 at that point. It wasn't looking very good. A lot of people picked them to be a team that could even unseat Houston in the regular season. They've played very well since then. So sometimes it's like, in baseball how a manager needs to get thrown out sometimes. Like he has to get thrown out here to fire up the team. Sometimes shit like that works out. So Memphis has been a lot better of a team this year. This was a weird one too. I don't have the bracket handy. I'm going to pull it up right now, but it would be if everything chalked out and you do this presumptive who wins and how the bracket should go, the number 1 seed should make the final, right? The 2 seed is Memphis. The number 1 seed is lost to the 2 seed every time they played them. But the 2 seed would need to get past the 3 seed first. The 2 seed Memphis has lost every time they played the 3 seed, SMU. And then if you go a little further there, the 3 seed would need to play whoever comes out of an early tournament game that's going to be today between Wichita and Tulsa. Or no, I guess Memphis is the 3 seed. Either way, I need it to go that way. But it's just a weird, like, I never want to say human centipede on the air again, but it is the snake eating the snake. The snake eating its own tail thing. That's what it is. And then again, Wichita State is the favorite. They should win their early game, and they would take on SMU, who beat Memphis, who beat Houston. And of course, SMU was 0-1 against Wichita this year too. So nothing is guaranteed in life in these brackets based on seeding and how they finish in the regular season, because all these teams have lost to each other. But I really do like Memphis with the how they were fired up after that. In the last month, they've only lost 1 game. They beat Houston twice in that stretch, and I'm pretty jacked. So
I'm happy to see you on Memphis because I had a free play from FanDuel and I wanted to use it on a conference tournament future, and I like the Memphis. I got like plus 390. So seeing you have them here makes me feel a little better.
Let's go. And my guy Tim, Noops, you know Tim. He's big. He does a lot with the actual big tournament too. He loves to put that guide together. He's a big first touchdown scorer guy. He loves that shit too. So we love Tim. Yeah, unfortunately, he does love the Knicks. It's rough for him, but he did pick Memphis today too. I saw that when I woke up. I was happy. I'm like, good. There we go. A little confirmation for me. Well, Matt, you're here.
That's true. I am here.
So I'm going to
I love talking college basketball with you too, though. I'm
going to need some hockey picks out of you.
Yeah. I told you this morning in our group text chat that I just for you I have an alt over on the card. Not just going to suggest an alt over. I actually have it on the card there with Maple Leafs Coyotes. We're going to start with Blue Jackets Islanders. Was digging deep into some season long trends with a couple of these. Blue Jackets overs are hitting at right around a 66% clip for the season. So that's just an over as low as 6. It's 6 because they're playing the Islanders, who are a team that plays well. They're not very good. They play decent defense and they struggle to score. But 6 of their last 8 have gone over 7. So let alone 6. Blue Jackets overs hitting at that clip. I absolutely love the over at 6. It opened at 5.5 last night. Couldn't get it in time. It's at 6 now. Pretty, I like it at -114. Also, third period overs. If you look at the Blue Jackets numbers, you want to live bet this one. Blue Jackets third period overs are 46-11 this year. That's a bonkers trend. It's insane. It's hard to believe that many are hitting, but Blue Jackets third period overs are very much a thing. Like Blackhawks first period overs were a thing a couple of years ago. Blue Jackets
I have a question on that.
I can answer your question.
Is that just because I don't go look at hockey derivative markets that much? Is that something that's up pregame, or are you talking like live third period shit? That's a market that's
right
now. Can I bet
it is
over
1.5 -170?
The thing is, the third period over is going, like, whether you get it now or whether you get it live, it's pretty much just all period totals are almost always 1.5. It's just going to be how much juice are you laying or how much you're getting. Like even with the Blackhawks a couple years ago had a streak of like 21 straight first period overs hitting. And even then you maybe saw one of them go to 2. They were all -1 or over under 1.5, but they'd be like -220. So the total's almost always just going to be that 1.5 mark. If that answers your question, Andy.
It makes sense. Like it's actually a stupid question now that I think about it. Like, hey, can you bet a second half in the NFL before the game starts? Yeah, of course that's available. My broken brain wasn't putting together. So
that's all right.
Maybe I'm a third period better all of a sudden. Maybe that's my thing.
Maybe take
That's
the
my
Blue
kink.
Jackets third period over here.
I love
Alt
an Andy
over.
project.
Alt over for Andy here. Maple Leafs, Coyotes. The Maple Leafs have given out their overs a bunch the last few weeks. They are top 5 scoring team in the NHL. Their goaltending has gone to absolute hell the last month or so. It's hurting their chances of being a Stanley Cup contender if they don't add a goalie at the deadline. But for us who like to bet overs in hockey, and especially Andy with his alt overs, very good thing. Coyotes on the other side have scored 17 goals in their last 2 games. That's not a typo. They won 9-2 against Detroit and 8-5. I think it was, I forgot who they beat 8-5, but they beat somebody 8-5 right before that. So that's just a play of Maple Leafs overs are hitting. The Coyotes I don't think they're going to score 8 or 9 tonight, but I think they can contribute 3. And if that happens, this over is going to hit, I think, easily. Wild team total over. The Red Wings they're at Detroit tonight. The Red Wings are kind of in the tank a little bit. They've allowed 31 goals in their last 5 games. Granted, one of those was a 10 spot to the Maple Leafs, but still 21/4, not a very good trend. Wild, I believe, have gone 4 or more in 3 of their last 4 games. So this is a fade the Red Wings, go with the Wild kind of play here. The Blackhawks, I'm not doing this as a homer pick. This is another trend that Andy smirked. Andy, you want to guess what the Bruins are on the puck line at home this year?
17-41. I don't know how many.
6-22 on the puck line at home this year. This is not a homer play. This is not a homer play, me taking the Blackhawks. This is a legitimate trend. They are 6-22 at home on the puck line this year. Take the Blackhawks plus 1.5. The Hawks are playing okay hockey as of late. They're scoring a little bit better. The over-under is also at 5.5, which I'm also going to take. The Hawks have been allowing a lot of goals recently. They've been scoring a lot of goals recently. I think the Bruins have gone over 6 in like 4 of their last 5 or something. I had the stats are written in my blog. I just can't remember them off the top of my head, but their overs are trending towards that way. So didn't get the over 5.5 in time to Dan, so I didn't want to add that onto the graphic or anything. But over 5.5 in the Blackhawks plus 1.5 at close to even money. Those are trending. Not just a homer pick, Andy. It's trend.
I'm fine with it. I
stayed away from fading the Flyers tonight because I feel like every time I come out here and give a fade the Flyers pick with Noops on, it blows up in my face and the Flyers win. So I decided to not take that bet tonight, and they're playing the Panthers, who are my favorite team in hockey to bet. And because I avoided it, the Panthers are probably going to win that game 7-1.
The Flyers are just here to hurt everyone, so I'm glad you can be part of the experience.
Yeah, I did this last night with Noops and Drew, and I did it 2 weeks ago with Drew too. I do it anytime we talk, like making them explain like if my team is good or not, because I don't pay enough attention. Shit, I do that with baseball, and I actually watch baseball. I'm like, the Twins good? I'll like ask Frank sometimes. But yeah, explain to me the chances of me getting excited enough to go to I mean, the question was like last night, should I plan on trying to get to a home Timberwolves playoff game? That seems pretty certain to happen for the Wild, right? Where are we finishing for a seed?
The Wild they're going to be kind of a middle seed right now. The Avalanche are the team to beat in the West, and then it's kind of everybody else. Like I think the Avs are like plus 120 to win the Western Conference. The next closest team, last I checked, like a month ago, like a week or 2 ago, was like the Vegas at plus 500. So it's the Avs conference and everybody else. The Wild are as capable of going as far as anybody, probably except Colorado. I don't think they're going to beat Colorado. I'm not sure anybody in the West is beating Colorado. But after that, it's about who's playing well. There's no second team that really separates themselves. The Wild have a legitimate superstar. They have 4 lines. Like they're a good team that can compete with just about anybody in the playoffs.
That's the nice part about not being football, because like if your team gets in as a very low seed in the NFL playoffs, it's like, well, shit. I guess if they meet the 7 seed in the conference championship game as the 6, we'll have a home game. But there's just no chance of it happening. But it doesn't matter how bad you are.
No, in hockey,
even the worst teams, you're getting a couple home games. So
yeah, it's a 7-game series. You're at least getting 2, and like you have a chance. And the hockey playoffs have showed that 8 seeds are capable of going out and beating 1s. It's happened before. And if you want a Wild home trend to follow, Andy, Wild overs are 19-5 at home.
Well, that's good, because if I actually went to a game, that's what I would
go to a
bet.
Wild game and bet the over.
I like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Last time I went to a game and someone gave me a play, it didn't go so well on this show. I feel like I think it was Timberwolves team total over we landed
Something
on,
like
and
that.
it was a bad night. I mean, just like that was probably the worst night the Timberwolves played on offense in a long time. And even since then, they're just dropping $120 on everyone every other game. But it's a tough game. It was a tough game against a tough team. What are you going to do?
Sixers were good that night.
Sixers
You
are good
didn't
every
bet
night.
anything either. Are we doing no basketball picks but futures? I should make you do a future just on the spot anyway. But
Let me see if I can find one. But
yeah, just say Sixers to win. But there are a couple games you can guide me through them if you want.
okay, we covered a lot of the stuff last night, and I guess if I have to give out some futures, I'll say make sure you have some Bucks to win the East, probably to win the title, and just start slowly accumulating some Nuggets. I think they're the interesting dark horse to win the West. And again, I don't know if they're going to have the firepower to beat some of these teams in the East, though. But Bucks 8-1 to win the championship. Looks like you can still get that just about everywhere. And Bucks plus 350, maybe even plus 400 to win the East. Go ahead and get yourself some of that. They're just kind of the tried and true horse out there. Again, as we got to the end of the conversation, they were the team that had the least trouble. But tonight we got two basketball.
You guys talked me into it. I already did that.
Just two games tonight. The Philadelphia 76ers, this game's going to be great. Now, some suggestions for you folks that are out there in the offshore world. There's a lot of what is Ben Simmons going to do props. They haven't announced it yet, but if I had to guess, at some point today, we'll hear that maybe Mr. Simmons has some sort of doctor's appointment or rehab or some sort of thing that it just keeps him from leaving the city of Brooklyn to come down to Philadelphia, because I think you'd have to be clinically insane to send Ben Simmons into this arena. Maybe you want to pull the Band-Aid off, but I think that you just kind of leave Ben at home. So, be careful with some of that stuff. In general, it should be a great game. The total's a 234.5, which has actually been bet up. I'm a little disappointed that I didn't take the over this morning when it was like 231 or so. I think there is going to be a lot of points here tonight. These games in general, there's few players on Brooklyn that can slow down Embiid or that can slow down James Harden. Again, it'll be fun for me to watch Embiid go after Andre Drummond again. Last time he went after Andre Drummond, he basically destroyed his soul, then tricked him into coming to Sixers for a minimum, and now he's on the other team. So that'll be fun to watch tonight. At the same time, Matisse Thybulle will most likely foul out against Kevin Durant at some point in the first half, and things will get kind of ugly as it goes on. But like my Sixers chances here tonight, and a lot of points. And then Warriors Nuggets, this game's going to be bad. Go to bed early. The Nuggets, this is their, I think it's their fourth game in 5 nights. This is a back-to-back. They played last night. Everybody played about 35 plus minutes. The Warriors, without Draymond Green, have everybody else here. So maybe the Warriors put on a little bit of a show, but I don't know what to expect of this game. So yeah, Andy, unfortunately, you'll have to go back, listen to the deep dive last night to get all our thoughts on. Really, honestly, and now that I go back and think about it, we just kind of rip on everybody except for the Bucks, but we like the Bucks. Get some Bucks futures.
Yeah, and I think like somebody joked about a Bucks Nuggets final. Like, there's plenty of places that are going to have exact finals matchup prices. In fact, I have like 3 books open now. I'm sure you can get some stupid big prices on stuff like that. We've done that sort of thing with like the NFL in the past. I think I had one year I had both teams as in the conference championship game, and they went 0-2 or whatever. Like, I almost had one and both teams lost, and that's how life goes with props that are like
paper ticket for that, so I could do the throw the ticket in the air when it loses.
That's where we Matt, you
arguably the all-time highlight of this show.
Yeah, unless Matt stayed up all night watching us do NBA talk, which I doubt. He missed that. That was our business. I'm not saying this is Alex. But I'm joining this company and I'm investing early on the ground floor, but it was a company that takes your winning ticket from
that was Drew's idea.
Fuck it. We'll give it to you. But so like you win a big ticket on FanDuel, but you do it on your phone. You don't have that cool paper ticket like old school Vegas shit. And they take it, they create a really cool like thing that you can frame.
I like that.
If you bet the Bears at like 100 to 1 to win the Super Bowl, and Watson ends up there, and who knows what happens. I think they're not going to go anywhere away from Fields, but
No, we like
then
Justin
you
Fields.
frame
We're on
it.
Justin Fields.
And then we also said they put the big effing FanDuel logo right on it. So it's like you paid us to advertise inside your house. It's
I think in a little frame, put it in there. Like when you get a hole in one, if you get a hole in one at a proper country club, they will take your ball and put together. They have like little frames and stuff. Can't be that hard.
No, I think we're all over this. So
I think it's a great idea. I'm in.
I want to bet some tennis this afternoon before I go though. What
I think we got a few things for you.
What's cracking in Cali?
The matches have been pretty good. Again, highly contested matches. We've seen a handful of overs here so far. Just a few bets yesterday went 1-1. We did unfortunately lose an outright. There's nothing I hate more than losing an outright in the first round, but Jill Teichman let us down. Just never really got it together. But we'll come back today, try again. A handful of these we talked about yesterday. Again, Sloane Stevens, I mentioned this one yesterday. We're just fading Osaka in the first round. She might come out, play really well, and just rip through this tournament, but we haven't seen her play, looked less than excited in the little event that they had before here. Hasn't had any matches. Again, this will be her first match here. Stevens coming off a title, and we know how good she can be when she's motivated, looks to be in good shape and everything. So plus 200 or better, go ahead and grab that. Kostyuk and Zanevska over 21. Again, talked about this yesterday. Have this at 21.5. Again, these matches generally go pretty long here. I'm curious to see if that trend continues. Begu, I have her as a short favorite. These first three I'll mention yesterday. The bottom three are brand new, though. Daria Seville, formerly Gavrilova. I think she's listed as Seville everywhere, but just threw in her other name there, is a short favorite here this afternoon against Shuai Zhang. Zhang coming off a title and someone who has a starkly different record and performance level when she's indoors versus outdoors. So we get to fade someone off a championship who generally gets a little bit of a market boost they likely don't deserve. Having to travel all the way from Lyon here to Indian Wells to play in courts where she generally has struggled. Begu has been playing well over here quite a bit. Seville has been playing here, qualified, has come up playing again, back to playing great tennis for her, which is a lot of fun. She's really kind of makes these matches a grind, but in kind of an interesting way. And I don't think that's at all what Zhang is looking to see here. So like Seville, again, anything minus 110 or better. Two totals. Heather Watson's qualified. Martinsova, one of my favorite players to back. This should be a long match. I think there's a chance that we see 3 sets here, but I'm looking at 7-5, 6-4 either way here in some order. So over 21 looks pretty good. And then Cornet Kalinskaya, this one will be tomorrow. So you have plenty of time to grab this. Again, that won't be till tomorrow afternoon. Similar situation. Cornet and Kalinskaya generally play kind of quirky matches. There will be a 7-5 here at some point. Thought about maybe playing a first set over and might even just play set overs on top of this, but a handful of totals of stuff. Again, the first 3 talked about yesterday, so you might have those adding Seville and then the Watson, Martinsova over, and then have Cornet Kalinskaya for tomorrow.
It's a lot. I didn't know we'd have. I suppose. See, I'm sitting here on a Thursday and saying it's a lot because normally Thursday,
Really
if we're playing like you're playing at 250, like there's 4 women left at this point, or maybe 6 if they haven't done some of the quarterfinals. So it's just weird to see that many picks this late in the week. But this was good. I'm gonna just gonna gather up my tears. Figure out college basketball. Maybe just be done with totals. I had a couple other sides I didn't play. Of course, every side I said, I don't know if I should play that. Didn't win. Although the other night I was dangerously close to playing St. Mary's in the WCC final at plus 12.5. Go look at that final score and that and guess by how many points they lost.
Oh yeah,
it was 13.
Yeah, that was a tough one.
Like that's like a win. That's a win not playing that one because
not losing is a lot of fun.
Really tempted. And then later it was like, man, I looked at the score and it was like a 10-point game late. I'm like, oh man, I've just been sitting here sweating stupid fouls and to go look. Good. I'm glad you lost by 13 because I didn't bet you. I'm fine with it. So thank you for joining us today, Matthew.
For sure.
Good luck. I'm gonna go bet some hockey and tennis. I guess that's what my life is. So my life's gonna be this afternoon if we're gonna have a freaking rain delay here.
Really think about everything.
I got golf on Thursdays, but it rained, so we'll see how long this rain delay is at the Players. Like I think I got a nice start out of Zalatoris for my Zalatoris over David Johnson. That's a running back. Dustin Johnson matchup. And then the other one was Lowry over Adam Scott, I believe. I'm not sure if everyone's teed off in those. Mostly seeing how the course is playing, see how some of these guys are attacking it. And honestly, and then it starts dumping rain. But it is fun just having the featured holes thing on where you can just watch everybody play 17, just waiting for somebody to hit one with a little too much spin and then watch it hit the middle of the green and then work its way back and get through the water. So far, that second cut has caught everything that I've watched so far. But I hope you guys who are listening enjoy your Thursday. Noops and Matt, I hope you enjoy your Thursday even more. And hit the thumbs up for producer Dan putting this together, and we'll catch you tomorrow.